News and greetings. By Canadians for Canadians. Safe Space Cafe. Have a good day.
Madam Speaker, on this Human Rights Day, I want to honor the human rights defenders who put their lives at risk to advance ours. These heroes led the movement denouncing systemic racism and police brutality against Indigenous peoples, Black and racialized Canadians. They reminded us that Black lives matter. They demanded accountability for victims of sexual assault and gender-based violence. And they continue to call on their fellow Canadians to protect the world's most vulnerable, including children, refugees, members of the LGBTQI communities, religious minorities, and those marred by war. Our government has heard these voices loud and clear, Madam Speaker. Last month, we convened the first federal, provincial, territorial meeting on human rights, our second one since taking office in 2015. Last week, we introduced landmark legislation to implement the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. This legislation was inspired by so many Indigenous peoples and is built on the work of Romeo Sagnash in the last Parliament. In the year of COVID, let us recommit to achieving human rights for all, Madam Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Beauport, Côte-de-Beaupré, Île-d'Orléans, Charlevoix. Madam Speaker, Quebec is shining in its official language. Today, I am the voice of all of Quebec who is proud of its people. Dominique Fortier is originally from the National Capital Region in Quebec, and more specifically from Cap-Rouge. And for the first time in the essay category, this Quebec author won one of the most prestigious literary prizes of the French-speaking world, the Renaudot Prize. And also, her book, Cities of Papers, follows the imaginary life of American poet Emily Dickinson. And also from Charlevoix, Le Pouvoir des mots is essential to the survival of Quebec people. And Émilie Bernier is an important vector for Quebec. She won a prize for her reportage, The Slaughter of Wolves, in addition to 5 other prizes at the Hebdo Gala. And also, the Hebdo Le Charlevoisien, the local paper, won great honors for its content enhancement and the quality of our language. The Honourable Member for Hochelaga. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. We've had quite a year, and the people of Hochelaga have shown exceptional resiliency throughout 2020. And at this holiday period, I would like to encourage you all to give to others, either by giving to food banks or of your time and volunteering, by gifts from our small businesses locally. And thank all those who work in our healthcare system, in essential services on the front lines of the crisis. Protect your loved ones and continue to follow public health regulations. I'd like to thank all the community organizations that are redoubling their efforts to help those who are most vulnerable during the holiday period. I'm thinking about the Community Centre of Hochelaga, Bouffection from Rosemont, the Harmony Project, and Hochelaga Maisonneuve Quartier. I wish you all a happy holiday period. Rest well, and we'll start 2020 in good form. Thank you.
Wellington, Halton Hills.
Madam Speaker, 2021 marks the 50th anniversary of the establishment of the Georgetown chapter of the Canadian Federation of University Women in Wellington, Halton Hills. In the summer of 1971, a group of friends gathered with the idea of promoting public education, human rights, and civic engagement. They became the Georgetown chapter of the CFUW, a self-funded, non-partisan organization with over 8,000 members in 100 chapters across Canada. Over the past 50 years, the Georgetown chapter has raised thousands of dollars for local youth scholarships, hosted election debates, run children's programming, and supported numerous community causes. Congratulations to the Georgetown chapter of the Canadian Federation of University Women on this bicentennial. Thank you for your contribution over so many decades to our community.
The Honourable Member for Milton.
It's a tie, Madam Speaker. This week, the Lou Marsh, the award for Canada's top athlete, went to 2 great Canadian footballers, Edmonton's Alphonso Davies and Montreal's Laurent Duvernay-Tardif. Alphonso Davies was born in a refugee camp in Ghana after his parents fled the civil war in Liberia. When he was 5, they settled in Edmonton and became Canadian citizens. And at just 19 years old, number 19 became a Champions League winner with Bayern Munich. Alphonso always plays with a huge smile on his face and represents a bright future for Canada's men's soccer team. Laurent Duvernay-Tardif is an offensive guard with the 54th Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. He played for McGill University, where he earned his medical degree before being drafted to the NFL in the 6th round. He was featured on the cover of Sports Illustrated when he decided to skip the 2020 football season to fight the coronavirus outbreak on the front lines at a long-term care facility in Quebec. Deux athlètes canadiens vraiment.
Two very inspiring Canadian athletes. I would ask everyone in this house today to join me in congratulating the winners of the La Marche Prize for 2020, Alphonso Davies and Laurent Tardif.
The honourable member for York Centre.
Mr. Speaker, tonight at sundown marks the first night of Hanukkah. In my riding of York Centre and communities across Canada and around the world, millions of Jewish families will light the Hanukkah and celebrate the festival of lights with their loved ones. Though this year we cannot gather with family, friends, and our neighbors, the story of Hanukkah, of perseverance and resilience, of hope and triumph against oppression, is a timeless reminder of the spirit that guides us through our challenges today. Each night of Hanukkah, we add another candle, increasing the light surrounding our homes and our families. This tradition shines brightly and reflects the vibrancy of the Jewish community. It's also a symbol of the power of one's convictions in the face of adversity, that spark of inspiration, the light that travels from candle to candle, person to person, household to household, and to all of our communities. It is the light that drives out the darkness. This is the strength that is Canada in its diversity and its inclusion. With the Festival of Lights beginning, on behalf of all my constituents, I'd like to wish all members of this House and all Canadians a happy and healthy holiday season. Chag Urim Sameach, happy Hanukkah.